Leadership heads are rolling out at Hydro One and PREPA, and a skull, literally, was found at an old gas plant in Michigan. Plus, Salt River Project and PPL are the champions every year, my friend. I'm Rod Walton, here for Power Engineering, Power Grid International, Hydro World, and Renewable Energy World. Today is Monday, July 16th. I'll have those stories and more in our Energy News Wrap-Up. Well, it didn't take long for Puerto Rico's troubled grid authority to lose more leadership late last week. We're getting closer to the one-year anniversary of Hurricane Maria, which devastated a Puerto Rican grid that has yet to fully recover 10 months later. And yet, another CEO appointee to lead PREPA resigned last week amidst power struggles and criticism over salaries. Rafael Diaz-Granados stepped down only one day after he was named to replace the resigned Walter Higgins at PREPA. Most of the board also resigned. Higgins himself was in the role for only 4 months after he replaced an interim who had replaced previous CEO Ricardo Ramos. That's 4 CEOs since Maria hit, a 5th to come. Puerto Rico Governor Ricardo Rossello has named 2 new board members, and that board does hope to name a new CEO sometime this week. We've also had some hyper disruption with Hydro One in Canada over the past week, and it was not politics as usual. The election of progressive conservative Doug Ford as Premier of Ontario precipitated the retirement of Hydro One CEO Mayo Schmidt and also the resignation of the company's entire board. Hydro One is a T&D firm which serves about 1.3 million customers in the Canadian province. Ford and others have criticized the Hydro One leadership and vowed to remove it upon election, and well, he delivered on that campaign promise. The next step that Ford said is to reduce customer rates about 12%. Schmidt made close to $5 million last year, while the board compensation was close to $11 million, according to reports. Hydro One hopes to get a new board by August. Move over, Golden State Warriors and Alabama Crimson Tide. SRP and PPL are the real perennial champions. Salt River Project and PPL Electric Utilities topped their regions once again in the latest J.D. Power Residential Electricity Customer Study. Arizona's SRP has won the Large West utility segment 17 straight years and 19 out of 20, while Pennsylvania's PPL has claimed the East segment 7 years in a row. The highest scoring utility, however, was a cooperative, the Sawney Electric Membership Corp. In Georgia. J.D. Power found that customers they interviewed are increasingly appreciative of all that electric utilities are doing in relation to power quality, reliability, billing and payment, as well as communications and customer service. Utilities which won their segments included Clark Public Utilities, Georgia Power, Mid-American Energy, the Electric Power Board of Chattanooga, Tennessee, Kentucky Utilities, and Penn Power. J.D. Power queried some 104,000 customers over the past year to determine the scoring. It's a hot time for natural gas-fired power generation. Natural gas-fired power plants are supplying about 37% of U.S. electricity generated this summer. This according to the latest report by the U.S. Energy Information Administration, which forecasts that gas-fired portion of national electric power will exceed 200 million megawatt hours. Coal's share of power generation will fall slightly to 30% this year, according to the EIA. Gas's big advantage, of course, is price due to the historic production and supply levels. U.S. dry gas production may reach an all-time high of 81.3 billion cubic feet per day this year. 81.3 billion. Remember that gas-fired technology and steam turbine technologies will be key parts of the upcoming PowerGen International Conference. PowerGen will be December 5th through 7th in Orlando. Hope to see you there. Finally, excavation work at a former gas plant site in Michigan was put on hold after a human skull was found. Police in Manistee ruled out foul play, and they turned it over to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for further investigation. Officials also are reaching out to Native American tribes to see if they have historical links to the site. Discovery of the skull stopped work at the old Consumers Energy site. The excavation was part of a remediation project dealing with contaminated soil at the former plant. Well, that's all I got for this edition of Energy News Wrap-Up. I'm Rod Walton, and thank you for watching.